Alright, so today we're gonna fix this cocker, turn it into a fucking pump. So this thing is gonna be a backup marker for tomorrow's tournament. It's gonna be muddy as hell, and I want to pull the cocker stuff off, use it as a pump tomorrow as a backup just in case, and I want to kind of preserve the cocker stuff we have. Also gonna change the color on a couple components. This thing is running stock WGP internals, which I don't really care because it is a backup again, but take that beaver tail, set it aside. You don't need it as a pump. You don't want it on there. It's just going to get in your way. Remove the caulking rod. Pull the pin and pull your bolt out. Because I may want to run this marker as a cocker again, I'm going to loosen the front block only. I'm not going to pull the back block off the rod. And so this front bolt screw is pretty chewed up on this one. This one came from eBay, so I'll need a new bolt before I go back together on this guy. So I'm going to pull the macro line off, pull the regulator off, and then the front block will just come right out of the three-way there. Kind of holding it in just a little bit here, but it slides right off. And it's a 12-point screw inside. I think it's a 1/4 inch 12-point screw inside the Vasa. With this frame and Vasa combo, you can't get the timing rod out without pulling the Vasa or the frame. And this one I'm going to use a 12-point 1/4 inch. Remove the Vasa, take the timing rod with it. Now, if you weren't switching the vertical air system adapter, you would have to unthread the timing rod. But in this case, since I'm just setting it aside and I'm going to install a different color one on, I can remove it without changing the timing of it. Time to reassemble it. Get a new O-ring for the Vasa. Make sure to put a little grease on it. Now remember, when tightening, you are screwing into aluminum. You don't want to overdo it and strip the threads. Reinstalling the regulator and the macro line. Stock WGP internals. HPR is set to 250 psi. Install the macro, give it a good tug, make sure it's fully seated, both sides. This is a CCM Easy Grip pump kit. And make sure you thread your guide rod into the block. Make sure you got the right types. There's two types of this generally for the standard and full-size bodies. You've got 2,000 and up, and you've got 99 and below. So not fully seating it right now. Want to make sure it's just snug, and I want to check the angle of it. Make sure the rod is not going to rub on the body here. Screw on the back block. Bolt and bolt pin. And I'm sticking in the blue caulking rod because I forgot the black one out in the garage. I'm going to go grab that in a second. Make sure everything still works. And right now I'm testing to make sure the rod is not going to touch anything. It might look bent from the GoPro wide angle lens, but it's not bent. And so just a couple adjustments. Going to pull the back block off, retighten the front guide. So I've got the black caulking rod installed. Everything still works. You want to make sure caulking point set to the caulking rod. Both these ones are already previously set up, so it was fine. This marker is going to be a backup in a tournament. And a couple other markers I have to break before busting this guy out. So unlikely to be used, but good to have on hand. And the pneumatics. I'm going to keep those and pretty much be able to put those back on with minimal adjustments.